Hey, Professor Sanchez, it's Tam Bhargav, and I'm doing my presentation on Michelangelo. Intro of Michelangelo's most interesting work. His interesting work, in my opinion, was the Pizza. He carved it from a single slab of marble, only carved it when he was 24. The Pizza basically represents Mary mourning and contemplating at dead son Jesus' body when she holds him in her lap as a mother would with her baby son. Michelangelo's only signed work is the Pita. He hasn't signed any other sculptures or paintings. Philosophy and goal of Michelangelo's art. He wrote hundreds of poems that incorporated the philosophy of Neoplatonism, which was that a human soul, powered by love and ecstasy, can reunite with God, and he liked putting this philosophy by symbolizing it in his artwork a lot. His goal in his art was to dominate sculptures in the art world, but instead he dominated both sculptures and paintings in the art world. How good was Michelangelo with his craft? His name is familiar to many people around the world for a reason. Michelangelo carefully studied intense anatomy, balance, counterbalance, shear, mass, and volume, which is like the reason why his paintings and sculptures look so realistic and even human-like. What was Michelangelo known for? He is one of the greatest artists in the Renaissance era, along with Raphael, Botticelli, and Leonardo da Vinci. And the three pictures that I put in the presentation are like the most famous paintings a lot of people recognize, even if you don't know like the artist's name or the name of the painting. He's also famous for painting the Sistine Chapel in Vatican City, which has 5 million tourists every year to see the beauty of Michelangelo has created. He is known to hate painting the Sistine Chapel because he had zero experience in frescoes, but the Pope kindly requested him to paint the chapel, which would be disrespectful to turn down. And it was an honorable opportunity, so Michelangelo decided to paint the Sistine Chapel since the Pope requested him to. He was extremely talented in both painting and sculpting. What are Michelangelo's famous artworks and what made them famous? Michelangelo's most famous and well-known artwork is the Sistine Chapel ceiling. The most famous painting in the Sistine Chapel itself is the Creation of Adam, which I showed 2 slides ago. The Creation of Adam is the one to the left upper corner. Many people are familiar with the Creation of Adam because the near hand touching between Adam and God is a familiar part of the painting people are appealed to. And back to the other slide. The audience that celebrates the painting in the Sistine Chapel is for massive and religious ceremonies such as electing and inaugurating new popes. That's why they celebrated his work. Slide 6. The impact of Michelangelo's art on society and culture. Michelangelo's artwork impacted Europe to have new standards for sculpting and painting. He also influenced the Christian faith. Its concept of what God looked like through his art, basically. The type of element of art that Michelangelo focused on was shape because they can represent light and shadow in his painting and sculptures. He brought realism to art and challenged the mindset of old people that painting the human body was not a sin. In fact, it was a way to embrace its beauty. Millions of people around the world, they visit Italy just to see Michelangelo's artwork because that's how impactful and talented he was. Michelangelo's importance in the art history. I should slow down. He was one of the best painter and sculptor during the Renaissance era period. In the history of art, he expressed his art in his own likeness. He didn't listen to what other people had to say about his art. He just did what he had to do, and that's why his art is so unique and jaw-dropping. He basically broke the standards of art, and he broke the boundaries so he could create his own art and stuff. Form, subject, and content of Michelangelo's David. It's a massive tall sculpture because it's about 14 feet, I believe. The sculpture is about religious and biblical story of David and the Goliath. The story is that David is an underdog in a great battle. Great battle. He is depicted in the sculpture to show the great power before he battles and eventually kills Goliath. The message of the sculpture is to portray that David is protecting the city, and Michelangelo wanted to simply show that his version of the David was good as his other artist friends basically made. How would I feel when my apologies. How I feel about Michelangelo's artwork? I think this is a very personal question because Pizza is one of my favorite artworks because it has a humanistic feeling to it, like a human connection to it, because I feel like it shows a lot of emotions. I would say I feel emotional and sad, but impressed at the same time because I see Pizza in more of a human related aspect. I see a mother losing her child. I don't see Mary losing Jesus, which is what the true meaning is of the sculpture itself. I am so impressed and shocked in how Michelangelo took a slab of marble and carved a sculpture that expresses so much emotion of pain a human can feel when looking at Pieta in person and up close. I hope one day I have the chance to look at the Pieta in person because it's a beautiful sculpture that he painted at a very young age and he's God gifted in my opinion. And other than that, that's it. Thank you for listening.